Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. I'm so excited to be here. Here it is, February. February is a tough month for me. February is that month where I'm like, come on winter, make it come a little faster. I'm a warm weather girl, and so February, it's kind of like that month where you're just trying to cross off the days. I'm Kim Barnes-Jefferson, and I am your host of Fab Fit TV. And I am a healthy living expert and fitness coach, and I work with busy women to help them understand their reality diet. I believe there is a healthy and fit person inside of each and every one of us. It's just a matter of figuring out the foods and workouts that give you the best results. So instead of becoming a follower, you're becoming a leader of you and your own body. When you listen to your body, it will tell you exactly what you need. So tonight, here we are, it's the beginning of February. We're roughly a month away from when everyone set New Year's resolutions. And typically what I've seen, over the decade that I've been in the fitness industry, I've seen around this time the numbers start to fall off. January 1st comes, everyone's at the gym, working out, grinding it out, and then slowly the numbers start to fall away. And it's roughly around, I'd say, President's Day. So that's roughly the second or third week of February where I really start to see the newcomers fall apart. And I say the newcomers fall apart because they go after their goal like a gun out of a cannon. It's just like, boom, all right, everything has to change immediately. I have to do this, I have to do this, blah, 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 blah. All this to hit my goals. And what I find is that if we took a step back and we set really good, solid goals, we might not see as many people fall off. And I'm talking to the person that might be you right now. You might be that person who's like, oh, man, I've been doing this a while and maybe you're not seeing results. Maybe you're like, I can't keep up this pace. I don't know what I don't know if is this for me? We all have those doubts. And 2 days ago, the Patriots won the Super Bowl and they went in with a goal to win, right? And I'm sure the Atlanta Falcons did the same thing. They went in with a goal to win. And when things got tough, they were like, I don't know if this is going to work for me. And this is where you have to kind of recommit to your goal and reassess and regroup to make sure that you are able to sustain that goal, right? You want to keep that momentum. And one of the best things that I've been working with my clients on in getting that momentum and setting that momentum is, instead of setting these huge goals, is to boil it down. Still have that big goal. Having that big goal is kind of like, and I use this analogy all the time. It's like climbing Everest. You take it one base camp at a time. It's going on a road trip to California, and it's not about, I forgot to set my timer. It's not about, I'm going to get in the car here in Boston and I'm going to go to California in 24 hours. That's not usually how it works. You say, that is my end goal. And then you set the route. You put the route in your GPS and you decide how many miles before you sleep, how many miles before you eat, how many miles before you pee. You have these little way stations. And so when I say set smaller goals, the end goal is California, but each and every way along our route to California, we got these little check-in points. Because every time we hit these little check-in points, you feel satisfied. You feel gratitude. You feel like, yes, I'm doing it. Yes, I'm making progress. Or maybe somewhere around here, there might be a storm and we might need to make a detour. Or maybe there might be something that's going on in your life that you might need to slow it down a little bit so that you can speed up, right? I'm not saying stop. I'm just saying, maybe you're saying we're driving 8 hours a day, but that storm comes and it might be best for you to stay an extra night and let the storm pass. It might be, you're only, you hit a bunch of traffic and you're only going 20 miles an hour versus 80, and you're like, you know what? Why don't we just pull over, wait out the traffic, and then get back in? So it's not a matter of stopping the momentum. It's about, how do I keep and sustain the momentum? It's just like when you're driving. Sometimes you're driving the speed limit. Sometimes you hit a little traffic and you got to back it up. Sometimes you hit a stoplight and you got to stop. A stop sign, a speed bump, but it doesn't mean you stop. It just means at that point the momentum slows a bit so you can speed back up. So the best way I know how to do this, and as always, the show notes aren't just about a transcript of what I talked about. In fact, it's an action guide. So I have a goal action guide that is that's available after the show. And if you go to Fab Fit TV, FabFitSquad.com/live TV, you will be able to download the action guides. So the biggest thing with a goal is have that vision. Where do you want to go? What is your California? If you're California, is it Northern California? Central, Southern California? What's your California? Think about it and be as, crazy as you want. There's a book called Good to Great, and they talk about this big, hairy, audacious goal. Set that big, hairy, audacious goal. Is that goal to lose 50 pounds? Is that goal to be able to do 20 pull-ups unassisted? Is that goal to do 20 push-ups? Is that goal to do a handstand? Whatever that goal is, set it. So then we have it. This is the route. This is where we're going. This is where we're heading. And then, this was probably several years ago, the book The Secret came out, and this is when most people started doing the whole vision board thing. And if you don't know what a vision board is, it's basically, everything you've just kind of thought about, what is my California? Everything that represents that California. You cut out magazine pictures, or you can actually go on the internet and copy and paste pictures and put it into PowerPoint presentation, or you can also put on a Pinterest board. But this is will help you to visualize where you're going to go. Visualize, because our brain is very visual, so our brain wants to be able to take in these images. And even though we don't know the how, we know the what, right? So at least we know the what. And so as we see the images, our brain starts to put patterns in a way that make us start to be like, oh, maybe if I did this, maybe if I did that, it would get me to the what. All right. So visualize it, and you can even draw it out on a piece of paper if you're creative like that. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It just be this is a representation of where I want to go, a representation of where I want to be, and it's dream big. Dream big. And the other thing is if you're think about role models, when I say role models, as far as when it comes to physique and anything like that, I'm not saying you want to look like Beyonce. I'm not saying you want to look like Pink. What I'm saying is when you look at these people, I want you to say, I want to look healthy, because unless you're that person's brother or sister, looking just like them probably isn't going to happen. But what I want is for you to be like, what? They look healthy. They embody fitness. That's why I aspire to be like them. That's why they motivate me. That's why they're their role model. Not because they got a six-pack and a bubble butt. Now, if that is your goal, great. But I want it to be about the goal versus I want to be just like this person. Be you, because what I find is when you're true to you, when you're true to your core, your gut, your heart, that's when you're going to see results. Because if you're trying to set these goals to get that six-pack, get that bubble butt, and it's not sustainable for you and your lifestyle, you're always going to be in the struggle. And struggling sucks, tushy. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. And I don't want to have you set up to struggle, to set up for the suckiness, because there's too many things in our life that we have to put up with. Setting ourselves up on an unsustainable diet, an unsustainable workout plan isn't one of the things that we should do when we set up our goals. And look at the hobbies. So if you're someone who's trying to get fit and you like to play soccer, find an indoor soccer league. It doesn't mean you have to sweat it out on the treadmill because that's what you think you need to do. Find something that you like to do. If you like to dance, find a dance class and go to the dance class. Find something that you like to do, because you're more likely to keep that goal. You're more likely to keep moving forward with that particular goal. And companies have mission statements, right? But what about you? why can't you have a mission statement? Why can't you be like, this is what I stand for. This is what I embody. This is what the goals that I set for myself. This is what brings it together, what bonds it all together. And, you know, there are plenty of, you know, people who talk about goals. And they always talk about, you know, kind of like setting goals based on like the 5 areas of your life. So it was like finance, family, career, relationships, and health. Now, there are more than 5 categories if you want to break that down. Absolutely. And you're probably like, you know, family and relationships, isn't that the same? But like, I look at relationships as your friendships. You know, I look at relationships as kind of like co-working relationships. I look at relationships as like you interacting with other people. Your family, you know, your family is your family. Like, you can't choose your family, right? You know, this is who you're born with. So the family is like, how are you interacting with your spouse, partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, children that you might have, other you know, family members, be it moms, dads, brothers, sisters, cousins, so forth, right? Aunts, uncles. So that's how I separate that out. But it's like, you know, those are the areas that you can really think about, like, and have this broad vision for what your life is all about. I know my expertise is fitness, and that's really what I talk about. But, you know, I want people to think about, you know, how does it all fit into your life? Because if your gym schedule is all about you being at the gym 7 days a week, 2 to 3 hours at a time, how does it impact your family? How does it impact your relationships? How does it impact your job? How does it impact your health? Yeah, you might be like, oh, I'm getting healthy because I'm doing all this stuff. But like, really? With that much time at the gym, are you really getting that healthy? So, you know, everything's kind of like a nice big, think about it as like a nice big pie where everything is, it's, you know, ideally has an equal slice, but sometimes those slices get shifted around based on what's going on in your particular time of your life. So that mission statement brings us all together. So, you know, you think about a company. So I, you know, wrote a couple of mission statements down. So the company Life is Good. Their mission statement is spreading the power of optimism. And you're like, they sell t-shirts. But if you think about all their t-shirts are all about, like, you know, positive feelings. You know, feeling happy, feeling excited, excited about the possibility. And then you have a company like JetBlue, right? And they're like bringing humanity back to the skies. So if you think about, like, when you're on a legacy plane versus a JetBlue plane, you know, the flight attendant's a little bit more friendly. They don't limit your snacks. You know, like, everything is a little bit more, you know, free to be you on the plane compared to the other planes where you feel like these are the rules, we follow the rules, we've been doing this for X number of years, and that's just how it is. For me, my mission statement is to teach women to give up on being perfect and to teach them to start listening to their bodies so they can get better results. That's my mission statement. So everything I do is driven towards that. So think about it, you know, and in the action guide, I've given you a few other things. You know, really it's like you can, you know, think about your favorite businesses, like your favorite companies, your favorite places to shop, see what their mission statements are. And maybe there's something in there that you can, you know, kind of tweak and make it your own. I mean, I really like the Life is Good one, you know, spreading the power of optimism, you know. So like, if I were to kind of make that my own, it's like spreading the power of reality, spreading the power of creating your own reality diet. You know, that would be another one for me that I was able to kind of like find someone else's and make some tweaks and edits to make it my own. The other thing when it comes to setting goals is like, are you passionate about the goal, right? There's times at work when, you know, we get our goals for the month, a quarter, or however your company does it, and you're just like, you're just checking the box. You're like, sure, oh, okay. But it's like, when you set goals for yourself, when you set those fitness goals, when you set those financial goals, whatever it is, I want you to be excited about it. Because when you're excited about it, you're going to put some energy behind it. You're going to put that passion that goes behind it. So think about what you're passionate about, and so that it inspires you, but also if you need to like knock on the door to have someone else help you, that passion inspires other people to want to act with you. The passion inspires other people to want to be part of your cause, if you will. But also, like, you know, fires you up, you know. several years ago when I was doing fitness competition, it was my passion for the fitness competition that on like, you know, a February morning that was 3 degrees outside. Oh, excuse me. 3 degrees outside. It might have been snowing out and I didn't want to get out of bed. And it was my passion for not wanting to make a fool of myself on stage that got my little Tushy out of bed, right? So think about your passion when it comes to this, because, you know, if you said, I'm going to get up and out every day at 6 a.m. and I'm going to go to the gym for 2 hours, can you? And I never say this to discourage. I want you to be honest and realistic yourself. You know, when we were kids, my sister and I used to always call things like the hairy eyeball of truth, right? So like whenever we asked someone, you know, we'd ask a question of each other, we'd be like, hairy eyeball of truth. And that was our way of being like, you know, is that really, really, really true? So hairy eyeball of truth. Is your goal sustainable? When you look at everything you want to do, is it sustainable? And this is where you kind of have to say, this is all the things I want to do. And this step is where we kind of sit back and we say, let's come up with a plan. How the hell am I going to get all this stuff done, right? How am I going to do it? And, you know, you have to say, like, what are your resources? Like, do you currently have a gym that you like? Is it easy to get to? Is it, you know, do you like the equipment? Are you always waiting for equipment? Like, what is it? Like, and like, just kind of do a quick and honest assessment of it. Can it help you accomplish your goal? You know, if it can't help you accomplish your goal, maybe it's time for you to look for another resource. And, you know, are there other ways? You know, like right now, there's YouTube. I know I've been doing a 30-day yoga thing, and the woman is lovely. Her name is Adrienne, and I just been using that. You know, so can I get by with just using YouTube videos? Can I get by doing online training versus leaving my house? Do I like home training? You know, if I'm thinking about running a marathon, can I work up to a quarter mile? Can I work up to a half mile? And then kind of start setting my sights on that marathon, maybe in the fall. And don't assume that you're going to always accomplish all of your goals. I want you to I like to break down my goals. I like to break down everything I want to accomplish. Then I want to write down what I have passion for. Like at this moment in time, what am I excited about and what am I passionate about? Because that ebbs and flows through the year, ebbs and flows through our you know, every 5 years, every 10 years. Like we're always interested in different things, right? So, you know, write down a list and just like, what am I passionate about right now? Because that's what's going to get done versus the have-tos. Like we have a lot of have-tos in our life. Like we have to pay our light bill. Like we have to go to work to get paid. You know, we have to, you know, put food on the table every night for our kids because they expect to eat every night. You know, things like that, where I want your goals to be something that you're excited about, something that, you know, you feel like it's successful. And so one of the best ways I know how to do that is, and I take my goals and make them smaller. So one of my clients, her goal was, she was a nighttime eater, and she's just like, every night I need a little something. She's like, you know, I need a little something because I got the kids to bed. I need a little something because they didn't go to bed. And she's like, it's my thing. She's like, I look forward to it. It's my ritual. It's my habit. And I said, you know what? I go, you're not the first mommy who's like, you know, felt this way. So I said, okay. And, you know, basically she was like, then I say to myself, I'm going to just stop. I'm just going to stop. And then if I don't stop, then I feel guilty. And then she's like, I just have to start again on Monday. And that's like the typical response. Everyone wants to like restart on Monday. I don't really know where that started from, but let me just tell you, I'm busting them this right now. You do not have to wait till Monday. You can start tomorrow. Yeah, you can start tomorrow. You can start in the next hour. You just need to just say, you know what? It happened. I'm owning it. I'm moving on. So how were we able to do this was I gave her permission that it was okay for her to have a treat. Now, when I say that, if your treat was, you know, a bottle of wine, I'm not saying a bottle of wine. I'm saying it's okay to have a glass of wine. Maybe it's okay to have a half a glass of wine. It's okay if whatever your thing is, maybe your thing is a handful of chips or some cookies or whatever. It's okay to have a handful of that and then stop. So there's your permission. Your permission to have a little something, but not the quantity that you normally were having, right? Then the other thing we did was I gave her permission to come up with a new ritual. Like, what was something that she would look forward to other than the Oreos? And so she liked to read. So I said, I want you to, ask your friends and find a book that's just gonna like rivet you, that you're gonna like be like, come on kids, you gotta go to bed because I have to find out what happened to so-and-so in the next, in the next chapters, right? So what we did is every single day we worked together for 7 days. And we set mini goals. So every day I said to her, I go, every 24 hours, you and I are gonna have a conversation. And I want you to think of 3 mini goals that you can have. And in the next 24 hours that you can accomplish them. And she was like, okay. And so basically one of her goals was to go to bed at 9:30. And that meant she went to, so she was in bed, at 9:30 reading her book. One of her other goals was to find the book. One of her other goals was to find a replacement. So she went out and found a tea that she liked. So those are 3 simple goals that she went on Amazon and found a book. She decided on what her bedtime was going to be. She went to the grocery store and found a tea that she was going to drink instead of the wine. Boom. Next day we get on the phone. She tells me that she did all this. I said, awesome. All right, we need 3 more. And she said, you know what? I'm still not quite comfortable yet with that bedtime. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm like, that's fine. And then her next goal was to lay her clothes out before the gym. She's like, in the morning I'm scrambling and I never really forget something. So she's like, I'm going to lay my clothes out and put them in the bag by the door before I go to the gym. Awesome. And her other goal was to cook a dinner for the family. Awesome. So do you see where it is? So it wasn't these like big things like, I'm never going to have nighttime snacks. I'm never going to do anything. We basically, once I gave her that permission that it was okay to have a snack, she was like, so it's okay. So now it wasn't naughty. It wasn't wrong. So now she also opened herself up to the possibility of doing other things. So over the course of 7 days, she and I set she set 3 goals and we checked in and we had a tune-up for 15 minutes. It was kind of like, did you or didn't you? And it was like, how do I, fine tune that conversation with her? The second piece of it was she, realized that she had more control than she thought. It was because she was trying to set these goals and these like all or nothing parameters that she was failing. And because she felt like she was failing, she didn't feel like trying anymore. But when we scaled back the goal and we said, let's just focus on these little baby things, she felt more comfortable. She felt more in control. And she felt that, she was getting to where she wanted to be. Her ultimate her ultimate long-term goal was to lose 10 pounds. So by making these steps, she is aiming towards her long-term goal. So it's not like every week she's like, I got on the scale and it didn't move. Every week she wasn't like, every day it wasn't about what she couldn't eat. It was like, what can I do to improve my life? Because I find that when we set goals, we think about all the deprivation. In order to get this goal, I gotta give up, and the list is long. You don't think of, if I achieve this goal, wow, ooh. So that's why you start with that vision. You start with a vision of California. Think about a vacation, right? So you're going on vacation and you're just like, you get excited and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to Jamaica. And then you start to kind of hear the music. Then you kind of start to move along to the beach. Then you start to like see yourself sitting on the beach. Then you're like, oh, I hope my resort has drinks and coconuts. And then you're like, oh, I hope my resort has like hammocks on the beach. And you start to visualize like all this stuff, right? And then then that's when we back it out. Okay, I'm going on that vacation. and this is what I have to do to hit that goal. So it's like you start talking about, okay, my small thing, I got to get time off from work. Maybe if I'm not going with my kids, then it's like, okay, then I got to get a babysitter. I have to get, set up childcare for my kids. I got to get a passport. So if you just focus on those 3 things, right? Boom, cross that off. Momentum. Then you think about the next 3 things. You're like, okay, well, I do need a bathing suit. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna find a bathing suit. Well, yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna go to one group fitness class at the gym tomorrow. And every single day, you just kind of say, what are your 3 things that are leading you toward your vacation? And if you think about, all the other goals that you have in your life, it's like, what are the 3 things? Now, it doesn't have to be 3 things in each category. It's just 3 total things. So it's like, what are you excited about and passionate about that can get you to where you need to be? And it's small. So if it's finance and like say you're in debt, it could be,